I mean, ultimately, you play for him for yourself, right? So if you don't have a flag or something like that, a bit like Apotred, right? Cool stuff. Okay. No further discussion on this theme. And Nordibek having the whites, Nepomniachtchi with the blacks. This is a live game, my friends, just to telling to everybody. Um, you probably are aware, most of you, I would say. Speeches championship, that means they playing blitz. And as soon as they go below 2 minutes, it's getting scarily bullet chess. So also I'll try and explain as much as I can and clearly as I can the modicum of data that I could decipher myself for the common good, they say, and made myself a large cup of tea, and hopefully it'll keep me going and offer me some alertness necessary for seeing through the maze of the moves. Okay. Knight to d2. This guy is double attacked by the knight and by the black queen. Oh, I haven't actually checked if we are live indeed. I mean, I hope we are. My friends, it says live here. Okay, cool stuff. Alrighty. And I guess I should be live on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. Alright, guys. Let's enjoy the super fast games. Thrilling, exciting. Well, if it was like classical or rapid, we could have like discussed more. C3 is just to put a stop to any threats that might be coming from the doubling of the black rooks. Hit in the center where the white queen is. You better move the queen away. We could be seeing a battery with rook c8 to d8. There you go. Now play the knight back maybe on f3. That might have been an option, but no. c4, hitting the rook, challenging this guy. If takes, knight takes, defending b2 once again from the black queen. If rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, queen takes. So happy days. Further taking space from white, denying them f3 or anything. b3, cementing the knight's protection. The knight is super happy and safe currently. Rook getting a bit of an outpost here. So white has to actually spend some time calculating if you should take with the rook. Because the pawn might take or the rook might take, but knight now hits the black rook, so black needs to take a decision. Namely, I suspect rook takes, which means the other white rook is going to capture. There you go. Is he taken again? Yes, sir, is he taking? Yeah. 3-2-5, 2-3-5, equal material. But, my chess friends, the pawn on e6 is isolated. And this guy could be attacked, obviously by pieces. Bishop stops the knight from moving to b8 to attack a6 and moving those central pawns down the board, so to speak, claiming space. The black knight does not allow the bishop. Well, you could go bishop e3, but it's not very appealing, right? And Nordibek tries to take advantage of his pawn majority. I suspect he plans on pushing a2 to a4 and then pushing again, because that's how you create a passed pawn. Create a passed pawn, and if you have a passed pawn, that means that guy should be pushed for the promotion. That's exactly what's going on. You have pawn majority, you try to create a pass, so you have pawn majority first thing. Secondly, try to create a passed pawn, and thirdly, move the pawn until you promote it. Of course, easier said than done, but that's the large principle. That's the principle. Okay, g3. The white king now joins the party. Bishop just keeps an eye on the f. Notice how black had placed its pawns on light squares, therefore they can't be attacked by the bishop. Whereas white pawns, my friends, are on dark squares, which means the bishop will be targeting these guys. King e2. Thank you very much for following, my friends, whoever you are, wherever you are, via Twitch, via what? Probably that might be Twitch or something. Oh yeah, hi there, Victor. Thanks for stopping by. King on d3, trying to probably moving on to e4, and the bishop keeps an eye on the e1 square. Quite critical. Very, very sharp. My only regret is that I'm watching these guys playing rapid rather than, blitz or bullet rather than classical or rapid, because I'm enjoying their ideas, but unfortunately they have to move too fast. Now there is a big problem with this guy coming down, so I reckon you gotta do knight d4 with white. But now, my friends, it's black's turn. Again, you can't take the pawn. There you go. I'm so happy that many of the ideas that I'm anticipating, actually, they came to be true in the Super Grandmasters game, and that makes me even happier and content. Knight now putting a stop to the pawn coming down. Now, you can't take, can you? Takes, and this guy is a queen, and white had just lost. You can't do that. Well, black king attacks the pawn now, which, sorry guys, but I think it's compromised, that guy. You gotta push it in order to make one of the black pieces go away. Black doesn't even bother. They don't even bother. Now knight will be capturing, and now the king takes here. Very, very sharp, difficult, and complex. Knight's gonna take. Well, they have to take. This is a live game. I'm not playing anything. It's Nordibek Abdusattorov. I am witnessing two super grandmasters playing each other, and I'm explaining the ideas as per my understanding for all my friends, possible students, colleagues, etc., for everyone on the planet who's a chess enthusiast. So that's it. Knight takes, stopping this pawn, and also king attacks it. So if you push one more time, knight's gonna take. Chess is a very, very complex game, beautiful in its madness, and it's good to having it explain as much as we can for everybody. That's what they do on the chess platforms, Victor. And I'm actually enjoying chess so much, either playing it myself or discussing the chess ideas with my virtual friends. That's what we're doing. And I'm multi-broadcasting, yes. So king remove now. Okay, a glimmer of hope for white because of the two white pawns, and king's position would be very beneficial now for white, considering f4 and g5. Attacking the knight and obviously aiming at the black pawn on h5, which will clear the way for the other hy pawn to move, and promote. Again, not an easy job. It's not finalized, but it's a point of entry. King f4, if a chance being given by black, king f4, king g5, and I think it's good. Of course, you can throw in some knight to g3. That might be, of course, also very good. King f4, king g5 would be my understanding here, but I might be wrong. I'm not using any software during the live games here, my friends, as other specialists do online. I am just using my own mind. King now opposing the black king, cutting the accessing square. Oh yeah, yes, I know, man. It was just a bit of a different league, man. It was just a different league. Yeah. It was a bit tough for men. Yeah. I agree. Of course, Abdusattorov wins here because black king doesn't have any points of access, and the white king is gonna play unhindered f4, g5. Maybe this, and you're gonna drop either knight or pawn. So that's about it. That's it. Okay. Back to the next game, guys. Nepomniachtchi white. Ooh, moving twice the same piece in your. What do you do? Knight takes e4. Knight takes e4, 93, 95, knight takes e5, 95. He moved twice that knight. Interesting. Okay, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go back on f3, right? You're going to go back on f3 or you're going to go c4? That's weird. I think knight f3 is very normal here. Unless you want to have a a pawn here on e5. He goes knight c4. Okay. I guess if it's bishop b4, it's c3, and then the bishop has to go. The perennial bad bishop, guys, the infamous bad bishop on c8, finally made the choice playing d7 and then probably very likely c6, but Nepomniachtchi doesn't want to wait for that. He's preparing his own battery like this. So if there is bishop c6, probably we're going to see bishop f3. And you're going to neutralize that bishop on c6 on this occasion. The bishop pair for Nepomniachtchi here. And now he goes for the weakness on b2. Queen attacks b2. So question is, if you do b3, there is no dark square bishop though. For black, that is. With white, I'm playing e4 normally, and rarely I might do d4. Bishop c1 now, dropping a piece on its incipient square. They put the bishop back where it started off. Unbelievable. c3 now. Interestingly. I mean, like, does that look like a draw? Queen defends b2, therefore the bishop is free to go. Bishop g5 because you want to attack that knight. Perhaps you're going to give black a bad pawn structure. Then you're going to play rook fe, play a rook lift, and then checkmate Abdusattorov. Of course, easier said than done now. You got to move the bishop. You're going to play bishop e3, bishop h4 to just keep an eye on the d8. What you going to do? Bishop f4. Okay. I guess f3 could be played here, right? And go back to bishop g5. Maybe you attack if knight goes on f6. Yeah, he could have, Yash. I think he wanted to surprise that guy at any costs. Yash. Yeah, of course he could have, man. I agree with you. Yeah, he could have. He could have. Queen f3 now would be a little bit of a pin for the knight. But Nepomniachtchi goes for the kill. Goes for the king. Go with the pawn. H now. It smells of a sacrifice. If you're making queen to g4, it's no more a sacrifice. It's actually quite a decent move. But let's see, because knight might go back on f6 and you're not going to do nothing. So it requires a lot of careful consideration here. I guess queen to g4 could potentially be played. And there you go, knight back again to business. Do you do g4, g5? I don't know. Because if you do that, Yash, you conceding giving black queen a lot of light squares, a ton of light squares on that diagonal. What can I say? It's a tough business. Perhaps f3, g4. It smells of a draw, guys, I guess. Bishop f4, okay, fine. I don't see... Okay, this is a backward pawn. We can say that d6 is a bit of a backward pawn. But I don't think it's unmanageable. I don't think it's so unmanageable for black. Yeah, I guess black could play e5. Actually, he's preparing to push e6 to e5. With the queen's presence now, black supports 3 times this square. 1, 2, and 3. White controls it 4 times, so it's not still pushable. You can't push the E if you're black here, but Ian goes for the A file. He wants to challenge the A file. Obviously, if pawn takes, rook's gonna take back, and you've got double attack on A6 with the rook and with the queen, and black defends it once with the rook. So he wants to claim the A file. Let's see how it's gonna happen. And Abdusattorov declines it. Did I do it or not? Oh, I think I had some other stuff issue to dealing with. Unfortunately, I had other stuff to dealing with and just took all my available time for that evening. I've regretted, but sometimes there are things completely beyond my control. Actually, I think we could say pretty much all the things are out of control, so to speak. I don't even know what we control anymore. I'm being very genuinely frank about this. Rook a3 now, defends c3, attacked by the rook on c8. Maintaining defense for this guy, from the queen that is. And he fixes the weakness. The weakness is c3 with rook c8. That is called, my friends, fixing the weakness. A sort of Alekhine is gone here. ganging up on the c3 white pawn. Black knight attacks the bishop. Bishop goes nicely, keeping this beautiful diagonal glorious, and exactly as we said, is ganging up, attacking on c3. Twice, only one defender. He better do something. Something like, because I don't know what he's supposed to do. Well, he's the super grandmaster. He'll find something. Queen d3. I wanted to say that, but he was faster than my suggestion. Queen d3, double defense for the c3. Knight wants to add his own pressure with knight e4, attacking 3 times here. You could stop it, though, with c3. And I think that's the move he should be playing. f3 stops. Yes, Yash, I think we might be on the same thinking. Exactly, because, you know, thoughts appear by their own volition, if I may say that. If we could control our thoughts, Yash, wouldn't you be choosing to having super happy thoughts every single bloody second of our lives? Of course you would choose to have only happy thoughts, but you don't. They appear when they want, how they want, and you voice them or not. Again, I don't know how much is in your control. You can slow down the thinking process, but you don't really pre-control, preset the appearances of the thoughts on the consciousness screen. You do not. They just appear. You see them, that's for sure. I mean, you witness your thoughts appearing, but you don't pre-choose them. It's like they just happen by themselves, you see? Thinking and thoughts, they just happen by themselves. You just see them appearing. Oh, here's another one. Oh, here's another one. Oh. So, yeah. Yep. Bishop g4, pin here. Those pins are always taking the psychological toll. A pin is a pin. h3, trying to unpin, but say, hey, no, I'm keeping the pin here. I don't know if g4 or you're supposed to play bishop e2. I don't know. It's a bit cramped here. It's a bit Anderson opening. a3, Jesus Christ. a3, e5, Anderson opening. I can't remember when was last time I played Anderson opening. Maybe 35 years ago. I can't remember when I played Anderson opening. Maybe when I was a kid during the 80s early and I was learning chess. Maybe then I used to play a3. But soon enough I wouldn't consider this move. But hey, a super grandmaster can play whatever they want. It's still going to turn out okay. But we have to admit, my friends, that actually white is a little bit cramped here. Where do you move your guys, by the way? Okay, c3 might be something, but I'll tell you something. Bishop's going to go b6 immediately. So, you know, the bishop's going to stay there. What can I say? That's exactly what's going to be. And yeah, we'll take it from there, step by step. Let's see what is going to happen. Okay, so guys, I can't read on time my TikTok messages from the TikTok users. I apologize for this because I'm working with 2 chat boxes. I've got the main chat box where the platform's messages are displaying, but for TikTok I have to do a strange thing and I have to go to a different tab in order to read the TikTok messages. So I apologize for this to my TikTok friends if I'm not prompt in responding. Thanks for stopping by anyway, my friends, either TikTok or YouTube or Twitch. And unfortunately, yes, I'm like 40. I'm like 40 plus. Unfortunately, yes. Yes. Yes, I am. Oh boy. But you know how they say, I always feel I like in my 20s. Although I'm 46. I refuse to accept this. I don't accept the passing of time. Yes. Yeah. Well, just for the time being. I refuse the passing of time. I hate time. I don't like time. I like eternity, but hey, it's not up to me, apparently. Okay, a lot of trades here. C3 is being attacked by the Black Knight. What do you play? Bishop B2 seems to be cool. C4, that's not bad either. C5, shutting off the bishop completely. Now we can go with the knight, either C or E4. Which one? We'll see about that. If you go the knight, do you know what's cool about playing the knight? The bishop goes after the F4. So knight E4 or knight C4 and bishop C1 goes for the black knight, and black has to do something about saving the black knight. Of course, what am I saying? And the bishop wants to play B2. Somehow, it looks incredibly harmonious for white. Space-wise, and exactly, this is just a wonderful place to go for the knight. I think the knight is going to remove the bishop on c1 because the bishop on c1 is way too dangerous. And he would be happy for a draw now, I guess, Nepomniachtchi here, because white is looking too good now at the minute. It's just too harmonious for white here. The bishop on a7 needs to go b8. You have to play the knight. You got to push c6 in order to do something with that bishop. So now knight played not completely, Ash, not completely dead, because as soon as look at the black knight, let's assume the black knight takes, white knight takes back, c6, and bishop b8. It's not completely dead. Or if you want to throw in some craziness like b6, I'm not sure it's completely dead. I mean, there are things. I don't know what to say. I don't think b6 is good, though, because c6, although rook takes, okay, it's actually complicated. I'm not convinced about knight b8. I think Ian wants to do his best to shocking Nordibek into even a greater shock. So he definitely looks for very unorthodox, which are not complete blunders, given the bullet character of the game now. Now this is like pretty much is getting as bullet as it can for Nordibek. Probably should be a draw. I think it's a bit of an edge for white. I think it's maybe a bit better for white here. Because the beautiful disposition of the two white knights, and yeah, the black bishop is still not in the game per se. It's not completely doing stuff. So he will need to do something about that bishop. Knight c4 back. Knight c6. Is he going to play the other knight in action? Knight f3 to e5, I wonder? What if the black knight goes back? What do you play? Do you play knight to d7 to attack the rook? Then the rook's gonna play. No, he changes it altogether. I think he wants to go for the c7, ladies and gentlemen. You want to play knight to d5, going for c7. There you go. There you go. But look at the bishop, Yash. You said the bishop is dead. The bishop might be dead, but there is still something happening. There is happenings here. It's not completely inert and dead. It's still some happening taking place. Absolutely. I'm not sure about a4. It's a bit too funky. I'm not sure. But there is. Can you place a knight here at some point? I don't know. What other stuff can white do here, or what other stuff can black do? And whatever they do, they gotta do pretty fast. Nordibek got less than a minute. That's the problem for him. So rook takes, rook takes. If they keep trading, I don't know. Knight c4 goes back. You go knight b6. I think you should, but the bishop stopped you. Get the other knight on d4, you know. Maybe he wants a different one. He wants to go via e4, d6. Bishop takes, knight takes. Makes sense. You could still play that one, but king goes in the center. I think you could play it later. Unless they kind of stop you. Knight goes now to probably prevent or to go by themselves. They could play this, right? Oh my god. Oh boy. Let me tell you something funny, guys. If the bishop makes it here, and then the bishop drops here, those guys are attackable by the black bishop because those pawns are sitting on dark squares. So Nordibek has to be super careful. It is 3 versus 3, but the situation is incredibly volatile. And it's not completely finished, this game yet. Exactly as I said, G5, H5, those guys gonna come down very soon. Very soon. King goes desperately to try to helping his mates on the king side. Knight can play something. Or maybe you go different. He wants to go f3. And hopefully pushing the black king back a square away from the white pawns. That could be a plan. So black is trying to forcing white pawns into black squares so he can attack him. I don't know, but these guys are definitely on dark squares. So Nordibek has to be very careful about this. I would be tempted to take or something. What do you play? Knight goes on light square now. Okay. What do you play? Takes on a white square. And I think you could go on a white square one more time. Those guys, you can't modify the color for the time being. That's a dark square. Not very optimistic. I mean, you got to be very careful about this bishop attacking the b4. Because if that were to happen, I think you got a problem. So I think black's going to take in this way, trying to go with the h-pawn. No, he took with g. And exactly as I said, he moves f2 to f3. So no more dark squares worries for Nordibek here. So you don't want to push on dark square because you're blocking your own bishop, right? So you may want to take, exactly right. And the bishop, guess what? Exactly as I said, guys, the bishop wants to go e1. For the time being, hits the knight. Knight's got to move. Knight's got to do something. Maybe this, maybe that. Who's afraid of big black bat? This and that. You know, if that were to happen. But something makes me say gonna be a draw. Bishop now stopping knight to d6. Yeah, gonna be a draw. This is gonna be a draw, guys. And Nordibek is killing it. Nepomniachtchi didn't drink enough coffee or energizers, or he didn't sleep, or his mind is distracted. Because Nordibek has 3 points, Nepomniachtchi 0. Just for now, it's not finished. Don't get me wrong. This is not finished. I think it's 75 minutes. They are forced to play 5 minutes blitz chess. So it's not quite finished. I still have time to go do another cup of tea. Yes, Yash. That is why, Yash, I think we should try and do not every now and then, maybe daily we should try and do some puzzle rush, just keep your mind in the necessary alert training mode. So, you can cope with this madness. Like 3 seconds on a clock. I mean, this is madness, you see. Crazy. King d3 again. Of course, you need to cut off the king. Yeah, gonna be a draw, fellas. Only if he doesn't want to give up that easily, though. Ooh, you can't take the knight. Can't. Oh my God, this is. Oh my God, guys, this one is a king. Is a queen, man. Well, it can't be a king, right? You can't have 2 kings. Takes. Is this a win for white? Jesus. Oh man, the black king has to keep an eye on this guy, and the white king is gonna confiscate. Yes, that was the plan. I'm pretty sure it was a draw at some point. Do you know why Nepomniachtchi lost yet again? The black king will have to keep an eye on the f3 pawn. In the meantime, I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to take this guy. Absolutely, absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. Or maybe he lost on time or something. Wait a minute. Yeah, 1 on time. But, okay, you still don't have time to take so many pawns, though. Bang, boom, bang, boom. So this guy say, I'm moving here, you take. I'm moving here. No, I'll take him. I'll take him. Well, he lost on time, Nepomniachtchi. I'm very sorry to hear that. Let me just see the quick. Yeah, it. What? Okay, because b6. Who the hell would have thought of that? b6, you take and then passed pawns. 2 free pawns coming. Oh, this is madness. He actually lost. He lost on time, although positionally he was supposed to be winning due to b6. Even b5 would have worked. This is madness. b5, but you don't have to take on. Yeah, but you can't touch this guy. You have to keep the king here forever. Oh my god, this is just mad. Yeah. But how? Okay, and black needs to win the necessary tempo to having the white king moving away so that they can take this. Yes, yes, yes. Madness, isn't it? Absolutely crazy, man. b6 seems to be more intelligible. b6. So if you take, black pawn goes on supporting this guy. When you go here, the king goes here, so this guy is gone. And the white king will not be able to actually take the a5 without losing the b pawn down the board. So all of a sudden, looks like black is winning. And unfortunately for Nepo, he lost on time. This is mad. My God. Dude, this is a draw, man. Theoretically. But when you're having 3 seconds on the clock, what was the big deal? CB. Oh, and he got flagged. But yeah, well, it doesn't matter. King d4 doesn't matter. That feels like such a normal move. You're telling me king d3? No, that loses. It loses here. You can't win. f4. King c6 or king c5. f5. How the hell are you still winning? That should be a draw, right? b3. f6. Mate in 49. Black wins because they get a queen. You get a queen. Gonna be check. Gonna be a skew or something. Of course you win. You get a queen. White gets a queen. A check is coming and it should be a skewer down the road. And then I'm going to take the queen and then I'm going to win at some point. Absolutely madness. Wow. Can't believe that. I mean, I believe it, but it's very impressive. So yeah, totally. They're going to be playing. So 4-0 Nepo Abdusattorov. 4-0. They're going to be keep playing, right? I mean, it's not done yet, right? I'm just looking at the results here. Magnus Carlsen 20.5, 3.5. That was just a slaughter over there. Sorry for Tuan Minlei. That's crazy. All right, guys, we're gonna do a quick puzzle then, or maybe 2. Yeah, they need to keep playing. I think they've got like, yes, 3-1, then 1-1. Exactly right. Yes, thanks very much for reminding, my friend. That is indeed the case. It's that kind of format. So we can think about this puzzle together, guys. Have a look, think about it. And let's try and see if we can find some meaning here. Gonna make another tea or coffee or something. All right. By the looks of it, if I capture on g7, king takes, I could give a check here. Unless there is something else. Bishop takes, king takes, queen c3 check, king goes back or something. So what do I do? I'm not sure. What do I do? Queen c3. No, hi there, Philip. Thanks for visiting the stream. Apparently, Abdusattorov has 4 points. Nepo is being crushed. But let's see, maybe after he has a sandwich or maybe a couple of sandwiches and a big coffee, maybe he's going to do better. Let's see. So bishop take, king take. Philip, what do you think about this puzzle? How would you solve it? Bishop take, king take. What's the deal? You're going to take this guy? You're going to play what? What's the stuff here? Yeah, I think you have to take the bishop. Or maybe you have to play this. I'm not sure you have to take the bishop. Maybe you have to attack the queen, though. Cutting off the queen and then attacking the queen. I think you need to attack the queen. I'm not sure about taking the bishop, my friends. I'm not sure. Maybe you go then after the rook. Oh, you take the rook. Forget about the queen. Forget about trading bishop or queen, my friends. I think it is simpler. Well, simpler, not that simple. But anyway, I think it's something. Queen, bishop g5. Queen goes whatever the queen goes. I don't know what that means. I mean, could you just attack him? No, because they take here. So bishop g5, queen does whatever queen does. Then you're going to go here. Yeah, but then rook's going to attack you. Or maybe you have to play bishop first. Oh, come on. Well, actually, that's a very good question. What do you think, guys? What do you think, people? Bishop g5, bishop h6. No, they lose. After bishop, we win the bishop for free. After bishop g5, they do bishop h6. We take the bishop for free. But I'm not sure that's the move. It might be, though. It might be. That's the most aggressive stuff. I don't really want to take here. I don't think I'm doing anything by taking. There you go. Bishop g5. At least for the first move, I was correct, guys, here. And now I think we should go bishop e2. And it doesn't matter. Bishop e2, and the queen is sort of gone. Oh yeah, that was the thing. That would have been a mistake to take the bishop on g7. Normally you want to trade that bishop defending the king, so you do want to take on g7. But actually, in this puzzle, you were not supposed to. Okay, let me see if they resume the games. And if they haven't, we're definitely going to crack another puzzle together. Yeah, they started like 10, 15 seconds, not even that. Ooh, cover everything. No engine, please. No, no, no. Just human. Okay. English opening. Castle here. Knight move twice in the opening. The heck is that? Does he want to play e5 after h3? I guess. Then you're going to be attacking this, going to be attacking this. You take d3 and this guy, or maybe b3, and then you're going to play bishop b2. Okay, that's more like it. h3, there you go. Knight being supported. Oh my god, this is sharp, crazy stuff. You take, pawn takes. Then you're going to have to move the knight, and then queen's going to play. This must be annoying, frustrating for Ian. He is actually provoking Ian because Ian lost all the matches, fellas. Nodibek won 4 games versus Nepo, and Nepo is getting irritated now. And when your opponent gets angry, you gotta play something like this. You challenge them, and they get even more frustrated and nervous. And you know, when you're very, very upset, you're not gonna find the best moves. There's a big chance you're not gonna see a lot of good stuff. Okay, he strikes in the center. d4. Striking in the center. I think he intends to play d5, actually. But black took, of course. And now you have to take with the knight. Pawn takes and queen takes back. Bishop can't play because g7 is hanging. Queen needs to take back, of course. Queen takes back. Yeah. If you keep your nerves and don't react recklessly, I think yes, you should be okay. At least this sequence that Nepo is playing now, I think it's proving to be quite playable. I don't think that's a problem. I'm not sure about bishop e7, queen takes g7, bishop f6. I think you have to be careful with this stuff taken on g7. I'm not sure. I don't play this stuff with white nor black. So I'm just thinking of, various crazy sidelines you have to be aware of, and traps especially. if you don't know them, you're going to get cooked very quickly, like Ali Reza lost against Fabi. And that crazy stuff with when Fabi sacrificed two rooks. And then he promoted. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, definitely I would go for another tea. That's for sure. That is for sure. Okie doke. So, all right. Where were we? Where were we, my friends? Queen d4. What is Nordbeck doing? He's calculating bishop e7, right? Don't tell me he calculates bishop e7. Queen takes bishop f6. That makes me think, if bishop f6, I don't think white's going to take g7 for the reasons we said. Oh man, he goes queen h4. Okay, I think something's going to happen. I mean, Ian is not comfortable. You can't do this to Nepo. This is not allowed. I don't think Nepo's very happy at this stage. I think this is something he didn't quite calculate it. And let me tell you something else, fellas. It might be also some bishop c5 coming. Even more pressure. Hi there, my friend. Thanks for stopping for the stream. Yeah, there is g7, though. But after you take, I'll tell you something. After you take, black castle's long. And actually, you're going to get in deep trouble after rook plays, you know, after rook g8. Either of the two rooks going to g8, I think it might be an issue here for white. Enormous pressure. He didn't even finalize the development. The bishop has to play somewhere. Well, I'm not very clear where exactly that guy needs to go, but there is a thing. There is a thing for sure. So, yep. What are you doing, mister? 2 minutes 20 sec. He's going low on time. Pretty sure bishop c5 and all the black pieces looking towards the white king. Now he tries something. He moved twice that night in the opening. He didn't develop. Bishop c5, didn't I tell you? I did tell you bishop c5. It's a bit scary, that is. a6 might happen, though. Although you got to be careful about knight d6 check. And oops, the bishop is hanging, so to speak. So black can't push a6, because if a6, knight d6 check, bishop is gone. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, this game could go either way. There is bishop d6, there is knight d6, knight c7, you name it. But I think knight c7 also very interesting. Could you castle long though or short? I think I can do them both, so to speak. I think castle short here might be the best after though. You could do castle long, but it feels weird because okay, rook c kind of gives up on the a7. Can we just take? No, b4 attacking. Okay. He tries to lure the queen away. No, he can't do that thing. Sorry, apologize. Bishop e7 was attacked by the pawn, supported by the queen. Bishop went e7 now. He doesn't decide. I think knight d6 would be cool to get rid of the bishop. Rook d1, rook fd. He actually wants to take on d7 check. That's serious. And also knight d6. First check and then, or maybe check first. It's very psychological. There is still the knight which is on the fire. The black knight stacked for a couple of moves from the, I don't know what move was that, knight to g4. That knight from move number 7, this is move 15. For the last 8 moves, the black knight is continuously under attack. Now, would you take on a7 or would you play knight d6? That's the question. Would you take a7 or would you play knight d6? Knight d6 would get rid of the dark square bishop. Does that mean anything? Knight a7 would guarantee the bishop disappears. I think I would play knight a7. No, but he goes differently. He goes knight d4. Does he want to play knight to f3? Well, that's definitely a choice. That's definitely a choice. And not a very bad one. He removed the knight on c6 because he was considered way too dangerous. But now bishop b2 springs to mind, guys. Bishop b2 can definitely... There you go. Bishop b2. Queen being attacked by the rook. You got to move queen where? Here? Queen c3? Although bishop f6, I don't know. Queen e2, I think it's wiser. Keeps an eye on the c4 y pawn. Attacked by the knight. Problem now for Nordibek is 16 seconds. This is just not enough. There is something funny about knight f3 check. You take back, queen takes b2. There's something funny. So Nordibek, whatever he does, he gotta be fast. Ooh, yeah. Bishop c6. Oh man. Knight takes, and then I'll take your queen. This is something you gotta be very careful about. 15 seconds, Nordibek. 40-something seconds for Nepo. I don't like being in a pin. I think the king should move. And then f4. Can you play f4? No, you can't. Yeah, king g2, then f4. King g2, f4. Yeah, well, queen f3 takes, and attacks knight. Knight goes here, attacks the bishop. You could play bishop a6. I think you could play bishop a6. Guys, I need to buy another mouse. Bishop a6 would be something. Do you take? I don't think you're going to take because bishop just gets way too strong, I suppose. So you do not want to take that knight. Bishop a6, or he just plays a4 for now. Okay, leave the bishop there. Bishop pair for Nepo here. Okay, fine. What do you play now? Probably you're going to draw, right? f6, and I don't know what you got. f6 or rook fe? Which one is it? f6, there you go. I think, okay, he wants to improve the bishop. I think he wants to play the bishop there. But you can't, because the rook is on a 7th rank, you can't play. Oh man, I'm just watching the clock and it's getting scary that someone's going to get flagged again. Oh, this is so nuts. G3 is takeable. Now bishop just, yeah, oh man. Oh man, Nepo won on time. But not just he won on time, I think positionally is quite good for white. I think it's a bit better. Let's find out the ultimate truth. It's not that better for white, but it feels like confident with that bishop. We got another bishop. This guy is takeable. Yeah, it's not finished. Black's better. I wonder the heck, why would that be the case? Because knight here and then here. Oh, that's just so gorgeous. Knight e6 and then knight f4. That's nice. Okie doke. Let's go with the next one, guys. No engine. Okay, here's another blitz. Here's another bit. Here's another blitz game. Rook went away from the diagonal. Knight a4. Okay, I guess bishop e3. You want to do something about controlling b6, right? Amongst others. There might be some other stuff as well. I think you can go knight c3, knight b5 now. Knight c3 back. Knight c3 back and then knight b5. And then maybe you play a4. Maybe. Or you could play bishop d2. Bishop d2, bishop c3. If they take, if they don't take, you take. If they take, you're going to play knight c3, and then you're going to play knight to b5. But that's not why he chooses. If If a3, it's like you're given a tempo unnecessarily in the opening to prevent knight b4 for the future or bishop b4 for the future. I don't think it's a bad one. I mean, you could. I'm pretty sure he learned a couple of sidelines in order to give him an edge. But I mean, it's important to surprise the other guy. It's important to psychologically surprise the other guy, and I'm pretty sure Nepo didn't anticipate that Abdusatorov gonna play Anderson twice. And given the fact they play Blitz and Bullet, who cares what you're playing, so to speak? Well, as long as you don't blunder big time, I don't think it matters what you're playing in the Bullet, honestly. I mean, they do Blitz and then Bullet. Who cares you played a3 in the opening? That's not the problem. The problem is just the accuracy of the tactics later on. Yeah. I mean, if you watch this position, quite equalish. And now the game is all tactics. All of a sudden, what matters absolutely here now is whoever done faster the puzzle rushes. Now bishop takes e4, and I don't know what to say. You gotta take that guy, right? I don't know. You gotta be very careful, or you go for the check first. And then you take, or you play knight, attacking this guy, maybe. Maybe bishop, no, he plays bishop e4, bishop takes, queen takes, okay. Queen being attacked, look at this pawn majority right in the very center. You gotta drop the queen. Where do you move the queen? Where are you going to be playing the queen? Maybe queen e, so you keep an eye on the a5, I don't know. But it's a lot of tactics. Queen c2, there you go, pawn majority right in the center. White tries to push c7, that's something. And amongst others, what's cool about the white knight is that the white knight can be challenged, so to speak. But also this guy is a nightmare for white. The bishop on g7 is quite scary, guys. So, yeah. Bishop on g7. And not just that it's scary, there is a pawn majority right in the center coming down the board. I don't know how you're going to stop them. I'll get something like rook e8 and then keep pushing the pawns. If this thing happens, anyway, this guy is hanging, right? So he needs to find a way to pushing these guys. Maybe this. We'll see about that. c7. c7 supported by the knight is an incredibly difficult position. I think this is a very difficult position. I mean, it's really difficult. I don't know what to say. Oh. Yeah, could be. What? Knight a7? Wait a minute. This guy is no longer defended, right? Oh, man. Yeah, exactly as I said. Push to d. Exactly. So these guys are gonna come down the board. How are you stopping them? I think he wants to play rook to attack the other guys from behind. Difficult. Very difficult. And now bullet chess for Abdusattorov. Nepo still got almost 4 minutes. Almost 4 minutes. Queen getting away from possible rook to d. The queen was d7. Queen away, double attack on f4 though. So Nordibek pushes f5. You either take with the rook or with the pawn. Can't take with the queen because the rook takes your queen. He doesn't do either. He goes queen f4, probably for a check here. Or he wants to push the pawn and then check. Well, very difficult. Very difficult. Very sharp. He's already doing bullet chess. Unfortunately, this is a very sharp position. So unusual. c7 just stuck right here on the 7th rank. You can't move the black rook. There is always all sorts of dangers, so you gotta keep an eye on the d6 square. This is just a lot of things happening. A lot of things happening. If white manages to play rook d and go for this guy together with the knight, rook now attacks the queen, provides extra defense for the pawn, but this is so scary as well. Now mentioning this, and this guy would attack the rook from the queen. There's so much to take in there. There's so much to think about. Rook being attacked now by the queen. Direct threat on the rook. What do you play? What do you play? A very good question. Rook g1. All of a sudden, the white rook had disappeared. Could you push d2? I think you kind of can. And then playing queen. Crazy, but these pawns are meant to go down, but at the right time. Strangely enough, for black is not even accessible the d8 square because the pawn stops you. You can only go rook e if necessary, but this guy's far away. You need to focus on the d3 black pawn if you're playing with the black pieces. How do you roll these guys down the board? White, by the way. Are you going to play this? Then take with the knight, attack the queen. Queen and rook, keep an eye on this pawn. Very difficult. I really feel that with 30 seconds on the clock, it's crazy difficult. Exactly. D2, I did say. Queen D1 stops queen E1 because the black queen goes now on E1. We're going to take pawn takes, queen takes, and actually white is winning. He moved the other pawn. Now the bishop looks this way. It's incredibly sharp. There is some counterplay with knight and with queen b3, knight f7. If this guy goes here, you're gonna do sort of like the smothered checkmate. Does it work? Yeah, of course it works, but you need time for this kind of things. Rook c4. Oh man, this is so wild. This is so wild. He wants to play queens here. Rook takes, queen. This is so wild. Queen e8, rook e8, pawn goes, takes, takes. I'm not sure you're winning. I think white is toast. I think white is kind of done. Residing in the UK at the minute, Dehim. I was born in Romania and I'm living in the UK. How about yourselves, guys? Rook takes D, check. I think big trouble, especially after this check here. Yeah, there is a threat here. You gotta play the correct move. Should you do queen, though? Whose turn is it? Black's turn. You gotta check here. But the guy might go this way. This is very difficult. You know he goes with this check. Check another check on h6. The king's gonna go back. Two seconds for Abdusattorov. I really feel for the guy. It's such a tough one. Oh man, you don't want to play this with 2 seconds. It could be a draw if he does the perpetual check. If he does the perpetual check, it should be a draw, right? You can't afford to mess it up now. So you gotta go back. If you're not sure, just do the checks again and again and again. You know, actually black now enjoys 50 seconds. So he can afford the luxury to explore for a couple of more seconds to explore some other stuff. Yeah. Yes, I think you are correct. Yeah, there is something that Ian should have done differently. It's not possible with those pawns coming down connected. I don't think he found the best moves, but I think everything is down to lack of time. Everything is, it's a draw by repetition. But I think you are correct. You know, let me go back. So now it looks like a draw. But if I go back a couple of moves before, I think we should see some minuses. Let me see. I mean, it's not with those parts. So let's see. Probably one of those moments, one of these moments here. This is an incredibly complicated to assess position. This is very, very, very difficult. You've got the classical chess, you've got rapid, you might be able to come up with something better. But you playing bullet or blitz or bullet, you might missing big time. Queen e3 though. He blocked. d3, which he did play. Rook c4. It's amazing they still did find good stuff. So he decided here to take gf. Still big advantage, that is. Knight takes. Rook takes. Very difficult to do this in... and now white is desperate. Black should be winning. Queen f2. Yeah, he messed it up here with bishop d4. Queen f2, queen b6, queen e1. I did say queen e1 during the live game. I did say this. But crazy. This is bullet, actually. When you do bullet, you're missing on stuff. Unfortunately. This is the bullet chess. Maybe if he stayed a bit longer, maybe if he holds his nerves for a bit longer, maybe it could have been different. But he didn't. Pressure on this guy now. Knight can jump anytime. He tries to open up on the B, maybe. Okay, black doesn't need to take, does it? Yes, knight d5, exactly as I had suggested. Knight d5. Just to controlling things. It's good to control things. Those particular squares are good to take. But when white decides to take it, nothing else goes. Maybe you want to go f5 to attack it like for the third time. How are you going to defend it though? You're going to have to play rook f now in order to play rook lift e4. Okay, he plays rook d2 for rook d1 after knight f5. That's exactly what going to be. Knight e5, triple attack on this. But rook f to d1, you're going to defend it 3 times. So that's what it is. Is this another draw? Maybe. You have to defend a4. Maybe you could take first c6 or queen b3. Well, you have to decide. He plays rook a. Interestingly. So what do you do after knight f5? You can't take because you're going to lose here. The pawn is pinned. You can't take on e5. So guys, I'm not sure about the rook a1 move Ian did. I'm not sure about that move he did. a4 is hanging, fellas. a4 is hanging. Queen takes a4, right? Or I'm missing something due to this. And the queen is trapped. Is the queen trapped? I'm not sure it's trapped as long as the queen takes on b, though. It's complicated. It's just complicated. So he didn't take on a4. He relaunched the knight, probably to supporting if there is any crazy stuff. Bishop now hits the rook. This is so complicated. Bishop hits the rook. You have to move the rook. I mean, you have to move the rook away from the d file. You can't keep the rook on the d file anymore. Impossible. You've got to move the rook. That's a nice little find here. Bishop to g4. That's a nice one. Forcing black to remove its power, its rooks from the d. That's definitely interesting. I like this move very much, bishop g4. It's a fabulous square, and it's exactly, and now rook had been forced to move away. Rook e7, d takes e now. You can't take the pawn because queen defends it. And now you want to know something, guys? The knight is pinned. So to speak, you're moving the knight. It's double hit on the d8 square. But queen took on a4. Okay. Okay. You can't take the pawn. Rook went back. Is he going to play Nepo bishop g4? You can't do it because the queen takes you. You got to play h3 and then, but that's a lot of tempi. So he cleared the b file. c6 is a backward pawn now. Weakness. On the other hand, I'm not sure he could have trapped it. Oh, you're talking about now? It doesn't really work because queen b5. I think you get away. But anyway, black's taking now. So he no longer has a backward pawn on c6. He took. This is, again, very unclear. Isolated. 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 I think would have been very dangerous to grab the pawn at that very moment. I've seen the dangerous. I've seen the danger, so probably wasn't the wisest. I wasn't satisfied with the squares after rook would have played A and B file, yes. I wasn't satisfied with what I found. Also, I don't think I would have taken. It's just too dangerous. But this guy's hanging, right? There you go, rook A7. Do you want to trade? I think gonna be another draw now. The black king's gonna attack. Well, you could play rook here, I guess, but then this guy goes here. I don't know. I think it's another draw. Material is similar, just that this guy is isolated, attacked by the rook. If you venture with the king too much, I think rook's gonna keep checking you. You take here, I take here. Challenging the g5. Crazy. This guy is hanging now. At least e5 is protected. But this guy is hanging. Probably you sort of gotta take, but check. And supporting the pawn. King goes for the pawns. There is so still stuff to take place. It's not a done deal. It is not a done deal, my friends. It is still something. I guess this and that, and go for the f7. On the other hand, you still got this kind of dangerous stuff. You may even, yeah, you got to be careful. It's either back rank. You got to be careful about the back ranks. This h6 black pawn is isolated, definitely attackable. If the king tries to protect, rook f7 is falling. So there are many things. After rook f7 is taken, this guy becomes pushable, very tough. So you got to keep the black king where it is. Maybe white can play h4, then this, but then rook's gonna play, but then this guy's gonna fall. So it's so much time consuming, this sort of calculations. And tactics, they are so time consuming that people easily go in time scramble and, you know, you lose the game, you're getting flagged. G takes f4, last move, and Abdusattorov, again Abdusattorov goes lower on time. He goes low on time. Almost every single game. I'm not sure he's very comfortable with this. Rook pressure on this guy. As I said, pawn moves up now. Difficult. Rook makes some space in order to either harass the king or target the h-isolated white pawn. F, that means you can't play rook f6, but he took, exactly as I said, he took black pawn. That's cool. I think white is doing better here, guys. And not just is doing better, he also has, my God, 2 minutes and 40 sec extra. So white is definitely happier. You only need to find the necessary maneuvering, which is not very easy stuff. You need to also try to strive pushing this pawn down the board, I guess. But now he attacks here. You need to attack. The king's going to go back. He gives away this guy. Oh, this is just crazy. King attacks, but king attacks too. Is he going to be? What is going to be? Like what? Maybe draw. Maybe draw. You don't do either. He takes the pawn. Which wants the queen? You have to play rook c8. No, he plays king to g7. What do you play? F5, there you go. You played this. What do you play? You play check. Rook's gonna take. He wants to come this way? So difficult. Nodibek has to be careful not to getting flagged, really. I think that's a draw now, guys. I think this is a draw. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. This is a draw. That's it. That's a draw, guys. You can't do anything about it. That's just a draw. Fabulous stuff. Amazing stuff they do. It's Yash, that was a very good question. No, I think they just played very well. Let me go to the queen trapping thing. Look at the accuracy, man. These guys do bullet chess with 95 accuracy. I barely pull a 90 accuracy in a blitz or rapid. These guys are really, really into the business. They are professional grandmasters, super grandmasters. I think you want to inquire about this very moment. Again, I think white was very cool, very, very good on the position here. Cool stuff. Pawn takes, especially now. So he took rook a1 not being indicated. And my guess is that if you do rook d to a, queen's going to take here. I'm not sure you're going to be succeeding though. Or you want to inquire even earlier. I think you want to inquire about here. This is what you want to ask. You're asking if queen should take now. Let me tell you something, it's just a bit scary. This one, so queen a4. The engine says it's a dead draw, right? But you're not a machine with 3 minutes on the clock having all the answers. Queen a4, it's not being mentioned. Probably something's wrong with this. It could be, let's think. It could be maybe bishop first and then. So if you take, it could be bishop. Let's see, what does the Almighty say? They don't even bother with this, man. They don't even bother. You're not going to do the winning stuff lays someplace else. BC, BC or DE, or even BC. Probably to stopping the queen from doing stuff, running away. AB, DE. Okay, it's very complicated. Even black doing incredibly well. Even black doing incredibly well. Queen b6. Knight f5. A quadruple attack. Quadruple attack on d4. This guy is falling. Bishop g4 making a pin. A pin is a pin though. If you play this, we're going to take, right? Very difficult to assess this one correctly in a span of 4 minutes. I mean, 3 minutes or whatever they've got on the clock. This is very difficult, Yash. So have they started now? They haven't started. Oh boy. Okay. I should get another tea or coffee or something. Okay, what have we got here? This guy is attacking the bishop. I'm taking the knight and then I'm going to play queen d4. Then I'm going to play queen d4, forking the rook first and foremost. The rook and the knight. So that's the puzzle about here. That's it. Bishop takes, queen takes, queen d4, attacking and attacking. And you should come up with more material. Yeah, okay, b7 would be lost, but a pawn can't be compared with the knight. So medium long-term black's winning here. You're going to play knight bd7, I guess. This guy can be taken. This guy can be taken. Rooks will be launching. Soon enough, black's winning. Not a problem. Not a problem. The issue here for white is that the white king is centrally exposed. You have to castle quicker. So I guess we should take advantage and play rook e8 straight away. I know the queen's being hit by the rook. I know that. But you attack with tempo. And I think black should do that. I think black should do that. Then move the queen somewhere. I don't know what that means. Maybe queen here. Because you stop white from castling. The bishop is pinned. So this is an idea. Let me play rook e8 first. That is cool. Now I wonder if this is the move. Then also I have this, knight takes d4, and I guess white is toast after this, queen to d3. A bit counterintuitive, but I think it works. You've got knight here, you've got knight here, they all work. Yeah. Queen d3 definitely, guys, stops white from castling. Oh, come on. Probably I should have taken with the queen, right? Or this. Or what? Oh, come on. This? Oh, you're serious? Oh, no. Queen takes the knight. Oh, come on. Queen takes knight. Queen takes bishop b4. Oh. What the heck's going on here? They can't be easier, right? It's not possible. Or is it rook? Is it rook? Queen takes, knight plays check. Yeah, and rook is hanging. Okay, I rushed it. Okay, I rushed it a little bit. Now queen takes here. I rushed it a little bit, this one. I thought it's quicker, but actually that was the best way to play. Oh, tricky, guys. Very tricky. When you say that's it may not be. When you say you found it may not be. Who was that guy that said that when you think you found a better move, look for a better one? When you think you found a good move, look for a better move. Oh, I think it was Emanuel Lasker. He was a world champion in the 20s before Alekhine. And after William Steinitz, I think it was Edward Lasker. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. That was something. I missed it. Okay, where's the guys with the thing? Oh, press the wrong one. What are they doing? They stop now? They having a break? If they having a break, that means I could go get a tea. And then coming back. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave a puzzle on the screen here, fellas. I'm going to leave a puzzle here so you can think about something nice. It might be this and then some pawn advancement, but you better check because I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Be careful about stuff, guys. It might be this. It might be queen running away. But for this and then this knight here. Actually, it might be a couple of things. Consider this. Consider that. There's many things here. Maybe this. Okay. Alrighty, fellas. Let's go get that tea thing, and I'm gonna be returning to watching the grandmasters playing. Thank for the encouragement, Yash. That's exactly the stuff we're gonna do now. And be returning in due course. Okie doke. Hey, David. Good to see you, man. Hey, yeah. What is it? I'm streaming. Yeah. Let me stop the mic. Right. Okay. So let's do this one faster, swiftly, and then we're gonna go back and see on Nepomniachtchi, check on Nepomniachtchi, what he did, what he does against Abdusattorov. So, guys, which one's gonna be here? That's a check, that's for sure. Can I move? Can I move Queen A4? Have you guys solved it? Can I go Queen A4? Can they checkmate me or something? Queen plays, this guy plays. Hey, I'm gonna get executed. Queen A4, Queen sack on F8. Rook plays, and I think I'm checkmated if I do Queen A4. Oh, this is quite frustrating. Oh boy, we can't do that. I can't move the queen, so it's got to be a knight move, right? Should we do just something like this? Attacks the queen. Queen can't move, can't move. But they could play F6. Oh, come on, I don't like this. So should I play knight C4? Checks. Yes, yes, but I don't think that's it, man. I don't like. It looks interesting, but I'm still not very attached. I would rather go knight C4. I'm checking, and if king goes, then I'm gonna launch queen A4 check. And I think I like it. Then if queen goes C1, then I could perhaps play another check. And if they go D1, then I'm gonna ask a friend. Knight C4 and queen. It's something related to this. That one is good too, but I don't know. You know, it might be also knight G4. It might be knight G4. I haven't even looked at knight G4. Knight G4. Queen H4 because I'm taking the bishop for free. Knight G4. And pawn moves. E3 check. Complicated. Still knight C4. Still knight C4. Oh, completely missed it. What was it? Pawn goes down the board. Oh, come on. We've got fork here. Knight G4 wins the queen, and that was it. I was looking in the wrong place all the time. Oh, sugar. Back to the events. Maybe Nepo plays better. Come on. Come on, guys. Let's see the game. Have they resumed? Of course they did. Here we are. All right. Who's what? Nodibek white. Nepo black. Oof. 5 victories for Nodibek. 2 for Ian. Okay. Okay. Here we. Oh my God! Stop the analysis. I've forgotten about that. So yeah. Apparently there is no big weakness for neither white nor black here. So what are you gonna do? Whether you attack, maybe make another draw. I think it's safe for white, guys. It's safe to play h3 something to making space for the king, so that you eliminate the danger for the back rank checkmates. So in principle, h3, king h2, play like this. Queen now attacks the rook, pins the knight. Thank you for following or subscribing. Appreciate, great deal. Queen now attacks e5. Queen goes on a second rank defending the pawn and probably preparing rook a2 for the checkmate on g2. Knowing this, you probably have to play queen d2, which would be also an interesting battery looking at the h6 black pawn. I'm not sure, but anyway. h3 for the time being. Knight plays. Queen d... Yeah, but queen d2 he did play it though. Queen d2 he did play it. So I wasn't quite far away from his thinking, so to speak. And now white looks for trading. Looks for simplification. This is, I think 99% this is going to be another draw here. I'm not sure we're going to see any breakthrough. Any nothing. Nah, they're going to be another draw. That is if someone doesn't blunder terribly. Queen defends. You don't want to play f6 because you weaken all the light squares. So f6 is not really exploitable now. This is a bit of a weakness. The f7 black pawn. So knight can't really play, can they? Because of the queen captures f7. So rook defends f7. There you go. That's why he played rook d7. Rook now defends f7. He is desperate for trading. Okay. Still a draw. Could be something here. You have to be careful if you play bishop f2. Actually, if you do bishop f2, you might be very well losing. So the bishop has to keep an eye on the f4. And if knight plays, you have to take it straight away. And now the rook defends against the danger with, rook and knight attacking. If black knight was on f4 and rook was on the second rank, g2 is very, very weak. And now the bishop just simply defends. Guys, this is going to be another draw, I'm telling you. This is another draw, ladies and gents. King g3. Nothing can happen. There is a fork, though, coming. You got to be sharp. There is a fork, but I guess you're going to defend either rook f1 or rook c2. Rook attacked. Where you going to go? I don't know. They moving fast. This is bullet chess, guys. This is bullet. It's a bit stressful when you yourself play it. It is thrilling. It is exciting, but it's also stressful, especially at this at this level. They playing chess. A bit stressful. What does the knight want to do? Knight f1 or something? That's a cool stuff because this guy's gonna be traded. That's it. Draw. Nothing's gonna happen. Draw. I'm telling you now, this is a draw. It's a complete waste of time. Who wants to prolong this nonsense? I think it's Nordibek, because Nordibek has 5 victories and he wants to use the 40 seconds. He is fully aware nothing's going to happen. I mean, look at the moves. It's just ridiculous. Nothing's going to happen. He just wants to get more, to using more time from the specific setup here with the 3-1 format. He wants to use the format. Yeah, this is just ridiculous. Come on. We all know there's just nothing here. I mean, you gotta be kidding. Okay, someone's not serious this evening. I wonder if that's me. Someone is absolutely not serious this evening. King h3. Oh, come on, Nordibek. Just leave it, man. Come on. A whole chess community is watching this nonsense here. This guy's unserious. I'm telling you, that's just... okay. Yeah, we'll be boycotting it if they keep doing it, yeah? Come on, man. What the hell they do? Okay, guys, we're gonna do puzzles. I refuse to do that, man. Okay, g3. Something had changed. Something had been modified slightly, but still, I'm not sure about the g3 move that been played though. Okay, he's just gonna move the rook left, right, left. You can't move the rook up the board, that is, because there is a weakness here on f3. So you gotta be careful, but still ridiculous though. No, it's just wasting everybody's time. He got 5 victories and he wants to play like this. The rook stays very well where it currently is. Keeping an eye on this guy, attacking left and attacking right. 3 connected black pawns. Can you force anything? I don't think so. That's a complete waste of time. Yeah, well, what can I say? Okay, let's see something more serious, perhaps. French defense. Advance variation, Paulson or variation. And now they're doing bullet. 3 minutes format, people. 3 minutes. The land of blunders. Behold. Behold the land of blunders. G4. Whose turn is it? Oh, black's turn. A5 or A6. You need to do something with the bishop. Maybe rook C8 and then bishop B8 and then queen to C7 and then the guy plays the knight and he checkmates them. Good morning, Belmar. Just a tea right on time. I made a tea now. The second tea now. It's sleeping time, so black tea right at the right moment. No, never been to United States. Not just yet. You never know. You never know. Never say never. Yeah, Nepomniachtchi now 2 minutes 40 sec. What do you play? Bishop E2, A5, B5. Which one is it? You got to do something with the bishop too. No, that doesn't look good. Queen E2 and bishop E3, maybe. B5, maybe. Bishop F4 though. Bishop F4. Bishop F4. Queen E2, B5, A5. Huh. Perhaps. But black's turn to play. So bishop F4, it's a developing move. You develop the bishop. Okay. I think I've seen some videos made by one of the streamers. Yeah. I think I've seen all the streamers playing the hustlers in that park or something. What park? What park is that? Central Park or something. I don't know what that park is. I've never been there. So yeah, of course. I'm sure those guys know a thing or two. I'm sure those guys are doing amazing chess and moves. You gotta be very solid to playing them. They've been playing for a lifetime. And they're also relaxed and fast. So yeah, I'm sure they do very good things. They play good chess, I'm absolutely certain. Now, if you manage to get another piece, like attacking twice and winning 2 minor pieces for the price of a rook, that will be a deal. But that looks absolutely great. Hey, there's something brewing here. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Exactly. There is sacrifices taking place here, guys. You want to shut off that guy somehow? Or you want to play rook first and looking at g7? Rook g4, looking at g7 together with the bishop. There you go. Well, bishop takes, rook takes. Oops, wait a second. Bishop plays, bishop takes, rook takes. Yes, yeah. Bishop b5, bishop takes, queen takes. Or do you play, what do you play? No, you should be rejecting exactly for queen c2, guys, and checkmate onto h7. Yes, queen c2, guys. Queen c2. Black's done, by the way. Black is seriously weakened on the light squares. I think we can go queen c2 right now. Knight a3 doesn't work. Of course doesn't work. It's deadly. Forget about the bishop. I think, okay, queen c2. There you go. A check is coming and another check is coming, guys. Queen h7, king f8, queen h8 again. You're going to move here, right? And then queen is going to go quickly over to c8 or b8 or something. Try to check them again. Yes, that kind of makes sense. Okay, queen h7 made sense. Queen again. You got to check and then you're going to go quickly. Either b8 or c8. Which one is it? b8 or c8. So you can, try to do some more checks and things. It does make sense. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. White's turn. Queen h8. Come on. Yeah, this guy is hanging though. But once you... Oh my god, you win the queen. Queen here. This guy goes, and then you play this. You're winning the queen, man. He blocks with the queen, though. He gonna block with the queen. There you go. Of course he gonna block with the queen. That would have been too sweet, but it's not gonna happen. Not on Nordibek's watch. It's not gonna happen. You could trade now and play rook b and go for the stuff. You're gonna win that pawn on b7. Yes. Oh, what is he doing? Oh, finally. He can play rook b. Oh, what? You can't do it anymore. That's it. Okay, he's gonna move this guy around a bit. It's not an easy ending. You gotta go for the weaknesses. The biggest weaknesses here for black guys is the b5. The b5 square defended by the knight. So he's gonna try and do something. a6, a5, try to attack. Okay, he's gonna go for these two guys. Okay. Yes, definitely he can do that. He should be able to get those guys. If you capture those two black pawns, you're gonna create passes everywhere. Rook here and the pawn on b5 is dead. You're gonna play rook b6, the pawn on b5 is dead. There you go. There you go. But he defends it with the king, so you can move your king now. Exactly right. Exactly right. He moved the king. You need to do something with the king. Just buy your time. Do something with the king. Yeah, you still... I think white should be able to win. If you take with the pawn, you're going to take with the knight. Yes, exactly as I said. If you move the king to defend, but he does very wisely, hitting the knight with the pawn on f3. Knight's got to move again. Check again. Check again. This guy is seriously weak. Very, very, very weak, this pawn. Exactly. Now it's falling down. Now it's crumbling. It is going down. That's the case. That's it. That's it. Check. Or you could go check rook a6 if you want. You could go rook a6. King is forced to go a8 and go try from behind attacking those things. Pinned. They're looking good. It's looking good. h3. You're going to play h3? No? Okay. King f2. White's winning, guys. You don't have to take. Yeah. You don't have to take. You need to find the right tempo sequence. White is winning. White is winning. You should be able to win this. Okay. Okay. White should be winning, guys. Because of the rook. I mean, you should be able to find the sequence to grab those two black pawns somehow. And maybe with the help from the white king. If it's a knight and king and rook and king, it's a draw. But you got those two pawns, you see. It's not... And now king and knight are separated. You got to be careful about the forks. And there's got a problem, Abdusattorov. He's on like 2 seconds. And now there is a danger for the checkmate as well. If you're not careful, you know. You only need to capture that knight. The knight is trapped, fellas. He lost. Knight is trapped. That's it. That's it. Nepo managed to... That was well-deserved. That was well-deserved. Very nicely fought. I liked it. I really did like it. That was good. Yes, Belmar, that was absolutely a very good game. I really enjoyed it. Hey, Naidorf, Sicilian, for those of you guys that play the Sicilian. Yes, taking space, very unorthodox. What is this craziness? Bishop e6, f5 at this stage? Well, yeah, because it's blitz. Oh, man. This is very fast. Queen d3. What do? Do you trade the queen? He just did it. What do you do? Castle short or you push the h-pawn? What do you do? Or you play king e2 pretending you've castled. And then you play rook c1 and you play king e2. And you pretend, yeah, there you go, king e2. He pretended he castled exactly as I said. And probably you've noticed that one too. b7 is a bit attackable, but... And then maybe you can relaunch via c4. Hey, rook c1, ASAP. Or maybe rook h to c. Keep the rook for a and b, perhaps. You never know. So rook h to c, I guess. Or you want to play rook h to d, rook a to c. Maybe you're going to do a pawn break. Not just yet. Now, not just now. Okay. If black knight plays b6, you trade. This guy trades. Then you try to push the pawn. Maybe you can find an outpost. But he did it now. Oh, that's so weird. Playing the knight now? Because the bishop is a bad bishop. This bishop is a bad bishop. Knight e4. This is sweet. This bishop is a bad bishop. Well, how bad of a bishop that is. Okay, is that a draw? Okay, I think they want to do a draw, guys. I think they want to make another draw. He wants to connect the pawns. If black rook takes c4, white's going to take back with d3 to c4. Looks very good for white, but black's not going to take now at least. And notice, guys, it's quite instructive. Notice how white wants to put his pawns on white squares. And literally everything on white squares, h3 now. So that no white piece is to be targeted by the bishop on e7. Because you got all your guys on light squares. If you play the h3, that's it. Maybe... Okay, so there is no bishop g4 coming anytime soon. This guy is defended for the time being, but I can't see how you're making progress here. How do you make progress here? You can't push g6 for black because maybe f6? Okay, I don't know. But you can play b5. Being white here, you can play b5. And d6 is a backward pawn. d6 is a backward pawn constantly hit by the knight, which only rook defends it and the king. So Nepo has to be careful about that idea as well. Is he preparing an f5 to f6, I wonder? Is he preparing f6? I genuinely wonder. There is also b5, but it's just weird. How are you making progress? Okay. How do you attack this? Well, it's going to be a pawn here, and the bishop going to hold its all. The bishop is going to stay on d8 forever, and white knight is going to jump around trying to gain some. I think you should take. Okay, he played rook f. He wants to take, then rook check and winning big time. Either this guy or b7. Either b7 with the rook or knight c4 attacking d6. This is getting now very nice. Very nice. Beautiful. Knight to c4 is a monster of a knight, completely killing the bishop. The bishop is an absolute pain. The bishop is an absolute pain. I think you should be jumping with the knight. I'm not sure e4, c4. What's he doing? Moved away from a potential check, defending g2. So if the pawn takes, he wants to take back with f. Still targeting this guy. Well, that doesn't mean black's going to take, right? If he pushes, you're going to block with the king. And white still has quite very generous options with knight e4 or knight c4. Thing looks incredibly good for white. I'm not sure. Again, it's not very clear how you're going to force things around here. After all, you still have to open up. I think maybe white should be taking. You need to gain access to the 7th rank with the rook. So probably you need to open up the f for white. Now that's looking good. And king very nicely stops the rook from playing here and attacking a4, which is a critical weak square, but you're not going to make it there. Knight will be attacking exactly as we said. Knight c4, attacking those two weaknesses. b6 and d6 backward black pawns. DL Belmont, I just saw your question now. Knight is the killer here. The bishop is suffering. The bishop hits its own pawns, Belmont. So definitely the white knight is the savior, the killer. This is good knight to have. A very good knight to have. If Nordibek claims this victory, it's going to be completely due to the white knight. The knight is the hero. Let's see how you're going to break through, though. He wants to go here. We can still go back. We can still go back. And this. And we still need to move things around a bit. Knight e4, okay. You can't play bishop d8 because I'm going to... No, I'm going to do nothing. Wait a minute. You need the tempo to try do something. Check. Oh, this is so not... What do you play? h3? No, you can't play g3. Well, you actually can. Or h3. Okay. What is it going to go? These are the weaknesses. We can see this clearly. How are you making... Oh, now it's the moment. Because the bishop been shut off by the king. Now you can play rook g5. Ah, well. He didn't play it. Maybe there was something wrong with this. What does he want to do? He tries to win a tempo or something. He tries to play rook here. I think he should have played. He had a chance then. I don't know. He wants to play knight f5 now. Knight f5. Fix this guy with h3. I think you should fix it with h3. g4 en passant. And now you could go via this way. Okay, defending first, setting the knight 3. a4. My God, checkmate. I mean, not checkmate. The bishop blocks, but then you're going to take the king. Oh, my God. Rook c4. He should play. My God, he's going to take b6. And then he's going to push. Check first. That's it. He lost the piece. That's it. He lost it. White's winning. Nordibek's winning. Absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. I'm not sure what black can do here, really. I don't think so. Right? I don't think so. Can you even give the knight away? No, you can't. You need to do something with the knight. Just play the knight. Okay, he defends it. He doesn't care about the a-pawn. Oh, bullet again. He just goes at the pawn. Stop it. King f2 stops it. King e1. King e1 right in front of the pawn. Not a problem. White should be winning. Of course, white should be winning. Absolutely mental. Absolutely crazy bullet. Oy, yay. Absolutely sick. Absolutely sickening. I absolutely enjoyed it, guys. It was fascinating to watching them fighting. So exactly as I said, Yash, the knight was the nightmare of that position, and Nordibek provided a very instructive middle game tactics and ending in which the knight really killed it. And the black bishop was incredibly suffering, only overworked all the time, trying desperately to hold on to the pawns and things. Hey, where is Nordibek going? Did he go to the loo or something? Where did he spear? What is he doing? He wants to go under a minute now? Let me refresh the page. What did this guys do? Sorry, I don't understand. I can see e4 on the screen. Oh, that could be very well the case. Ah, yeah. Yes, I think it's some broadband issue with, or maybe he doesn't use broadband. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I think he got some internet issues, right? Or connection, something. Yeah. Yeah, he got some internet issues or something. Well, that's okay. We're gonna stick around for a while here, and well, if you got a good connection, it doesn't matter what device you're using, so to speak. You know, you just pick up something that you're very comfortable with. Maybe the mobile screen, maybe the tablet. I don't know. I noticed that when I'm using the mobile screen, I play the fastest. Well, I'm a slow player anyway, but the fast I can get and is on the mobile screen. When I use the mouse, I still say I need to buy another mouse. When I'm using the mouse, um, it's getting terribly slow. It's like I'm moving my head in all directions, and even those little seconds in between my decision, my hand, and the click just wastes too much time. So, in my experience, the best and the fastest I am with the mobile screen and either the smart pen, either using a smart pen or just use your fingers or something. Try to your index, anything. Cool, cool. Okay, what's going on here? He does. Don't tell me he gonna run out of time and he gonna. That would be. You can't penalize the guy like this. I hope he gonna fix it. I hope he gonna fix the internet. 2 minutes commercial. Well, for us is a puzzle then. Wait a minute. There is two things we could do. Either check or grabbing the white pawn, clearing the way for the black pawns. Given the fact that white pawn can't moving down the board, I think we could just remove this guy. And then we'll see whatever happens. But we clear the way. It might be also b5. So that's quite a few things with black here. 1, 2, and 3. I think these are the only candidate moves we could consider. Nothing else I think works here for black apart rook c5, b5, or rook takes a4. Which one is it? I mean, you gotta find the shortest way to win. It could be also rook c5. Rook c5, king's gonna move forcefully. Rook takes, king takes. Yeah, but then I'm winning the necessary tempo. It's rook c5, guys. Rook c5, king moves, rook takes, king takes. They're gonna need the extra tempo to move away from the pawn. And then I'm gonna push and whatever, I'm gonna promote before them. Rook c5, you mean? Yeah. I'm gonna play rook c5. Bingo. Bingo. Let's go. I shouldn't say bingo. I think, oh, that's another subtlety. I don't think I have to capture. I don't have to capture. I need to keep moving forwards. I stop this guy anytime. I don't care about that guy. I need to get a queen here. I need to get the queen right on this spot. So I'm stopping any other white queen there might be. So I think this is the solution here. You don't have to take. Yes. I was about to say bingo again, but I'm not allowed. Okay. Now we're gonna go forward. We're gonna promote. That ain't gonna happen. And this guy can't make it through because the king is ready to stop. Okay, is Abdusattorov fix the internet? Did he fix the internet? Did he fix the broadband? Did he restart the hub? Did he call the broadband company? Was always a robot that answered back and says, if you want to speak with the sales team, press 1. If you want to report a problem with the mobile, press 2. And you go crazy when you're listening to the robot and you don't get to speak to a human. And after like, I don't know how many minutes, they ask you, input now the number of your account. And you ask yourself, what the heck my account number is? Press 3. Oh, Jesus Christ. And then you just hang up the phone. You can't do that anymore. That's just enough nonsense. You know? Customer services. Nightmare. With almost all the companies, institutions, etc. Okay. Probably you guys experience similarly. Press 1, press 2, press 3. Internet providers. Go to local office, creates a scene. Oh man, do you think that helps? The guy behind the till The poor guy behind the till paid the national minimum wage. Doesn't have no fault about the internet broadband. It's the CEO, it's the guy that do the admin, it's the lack of engineers and the shortage of staff. The CEO is responsible for the crappy customer services of various institutions. Always this freaking CEO is at fault. Ah, damn. All right, double attack on the d4. I guess we can play 95, or I'm talking nonsense. 95 would be cool because it allows f3 and you attack this guy. Yeah, okay. Well, that's a pin. You could play. Oh, what? No, the lower level stuff has no. They have no power. They're not responsible. Those guys just scrap for a living, man. Those guys are underpaid or paid miserably, and they bear no responsibility. They don't deserve bad behavior from customers because they have no fault in this. Only the high level, the high echelon of admin are responsible for the crap and bad services. They are the sole responsible. So we're looking, okay, so the bishop has to be captured now. You take with a pawn or you take with a bishop? My God, this guy is hanging. But there is a rook on d1. I'm not sure you should be taking. And now what do? There is something like bishop e3. Maybe you should move the king just a bit. Rooks are coming. Rooks are coming. Should you push c6? I'm a little bit attracted by this idea. Well, he mounts a lot of power on the d file now. Yeah, all internet providers are the same crap. They're all crap from the left to the right. You will be having the same issues, the same crap customer service, and yeah, you might be lucky sometimes. Rook FD. I'm not recommending anyone. Screw them. Screw them all. Rook DD. Okay, that's a lot of power here on the D file. Bishop stays very nicely where they are. Should you move the king just in any case? Or should you play bishop e3? Bishop e3. Bishop takes. Yeah, of course you should play bishop e3. Bishop e3. Maybe you should play king h1 first? Yes, there you go. King h1. Oh my days. Double attack on f3. He ruined poor Nepo's plans. Nepo had a plan. And Nodibek ruined it. He had the plan. You can't do this to Nepo because he's going to get upset and play bishop c7. Yeah, but then they do this with checkmate threat on h2. No, because the bishop is there. Oh, bishop g3, bishop g3. Huh. Yes, cutting off the queen from defending f3. So you can't really do this stuff, right? Or can you? Yeah, there is something. How do you deal with this position? It's fascinating. It is fascinating. White enjoys the bishop here. 100 megabytes unlimited data for like 15 pounds. Uh-huh. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, man. I think you got a good deal. It's with 15 quid. That's good. I think I've got like 300 megabytes per second, but I'm paying 30 pounds. 31 quid I'm paying a month. I don't want to say the company because they don't deserve nothing. Good, because I had issues with them anyway. Like everybody else, I would assume. So yeah, for my broadband, I'm paying like 30 quid for, and I've got 300. It's a broadband fiber, and it does deliver most of the time. There are issues every year, but I guess that's just happening everywhere. So it is what it is, okay? I don't want to discuss too much about those guys. Right, bishop b6, defending now everything. Do you actually want to play bishop? Well, you kind of have to play bishop b6. Well, but Nepo found another resource. If knight takes, rook's going to take, and then you're going to be attacking b7. And that guy is looking good this way. And you actually, if you take the bishop, rook takes, and then, oh my day, he goes for this guy. Could you play this? Yeah, you kind of can. But then this. Yeah, but then there is a back. Yeah, but then I'm moving g2. Yep. Okay. This guy is hanging, but rook takes on b7. I've just noticed. b4 can be captured, but also rook b7. He doesn't do that. I don't know what to say. The black bishop is a silent killer. The black bishop is an incredibly silent, heartless, cold-blood assassin because you got to be careful of that guy. But hey, what do you say? White is actually having two. I don't know. I don't know what gonna be. How do you do things? Well, you take it. Okay, that's another draw. This is another draw, guys. That's just another draw on a Monday evening. Well, I know it's not Monday, but that's how you're supposed to say it. Just another draw on a rainy Monday evening. That's a weakness, guys. The g6 is a weakness. Man, how do you get there? I don't know. Just move the knight. But the king's going to stay there. Like pretty much all the time. Probably a draw. Probably a draw. Well, they play like with like 7-8 seconds on the clock. Anything may happen. But probably it's going to be a draw. Because there is no absolute certainty, but... yeah, but the probability says it's going to be a draw. That nothing's going to happen. Unless you want to play crazy stuff like giving a bishop for 2 pawns, or the black king's going to stay exactly there. Nothing's going to budge the black king anywhere because he's on a dark square and the bishop is on light square. You're never going to make the black king move anywhere. That guy is going to stay there forever. You can even move if you get a chance f6, but the white king's going to stay there. No, it's just the dance of the dragons now. And that's about it. Only the dance of the dragons. Draw. 7 points to 4. Abdusattorov. The lad is doing it. He had more sandwiches than Nepomniachtchi. Knight d4. Bishop f4. Hey, d4. Oh, but I'm taking c6. What is this? Taimanov, Sicilian Taimanov variation. This is so... unexpected. b2 is a bit of a target here. Queen b6. But b8 is taken. Bishop g3. You don't want to lose the bishop. The bishop looks this way. The bishop had been just neutralized by the bishop on d6. That's it. No more powerful bishop. You can trade the bishop, but you don't have a powerful bishop anymore. Goodbye, bishop. Knight f3 wants to play this, perhaps. Opening up this bishop diagonal. It could be. It's a possibility. So perhaps bishop takes. Exactly right. Bishop takes because it's just too strong then. Challenging the central pawns because the black king had a castle. Do you take? What's this pawn being offered? Is it a poisonous pawn? Abdusattorov just took it. I don't know why not. I think you should push this guy. Or do you play queen e2 first? Or no. Queen e2 for this. You have to push it now. You push, knight takes, queen takes. I don't know. Queen c3. Maybe that better. Okay. What weaknesses are here? Okay, guys, the weaknesses I can understand is just the a6 and c5 are the only weaknesses. On the h, there is no danger for the time being. If you take with f, Yash, you're going to subjecting your king to future checks on the dark square diagonal. That is the answer to your question. Normally, if you capture with f2 on g3 the bishop, or whatever that is, you are going to getting checked on that diagonal. So your king is more fragile, more exposed. Therefore, normally you take with h. Okay, so you can save your king a bit more with f2, g3. Better defense position than taking with f. And normally you shouldn't insisting on moving the f pawn unless it's absolutely necessary. f4 now. Now that was necessary. Let me tell you something interesting. If you ask me, is the knight stronger or the bishop? If black manages to plop the knight onto d4, that bishop will not be touched. Again, it's going to be a sort of example with a very, very strong, beautiful knight nicely positioned. On the other hand, the knight has a lot of freedom and long-range attacking piece. How do you do things? I don't know. Queen has to defend. I mean, you can't go, well, maybe you can. No, you cannot. Queen takes with tempo. Check. That's it. You did. You lost the game. You had just lost the game. Bishop f3. There you go. You're not going to touch the knight anytime soon unless you take the c5, which is easier said than done. Maybe you have to play queen a7, constantly attacking those 2 pawns all the time. That makes sense. Or do you want to trade? I'm not sure you want to trade. Because the bishop is on light square, those guys are on dark square. You're not going to be attacking them with the bishop. So I think you should play queen a7. Try to keep those guys under pressure all the time. But hey, I don't know. Yet. Queen a7 makes sense, so to speak. Maybe he dreams about bishop a4, and if the queen goes hell knows where, there you go, bishop a4, I was right. Maybe he want to play this, or maybe he dreams that he might be able to play bishop e5, the queen goes I don't know where. And when? Goes for weaknesses. A smart fella, he goes for weaknesses. You can't play king f3 because there is something like this. I don't think you're going to like it. How do you defend? Maybe queen f3. But then knight e4 back again. Queen e4 he played. There is something lurking. There's something brewing here. There is something here. f3 check. Where do you go with the king? You have to be careful. Knight f4 checks though, and queen attacks this guy. You gotta stay tight here. Check is a possibility. Taking another possibility. Targeted by the bishop at some point, but the queen is currently here defending. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Difficult because knight d4. Oops, knight d4 checks the king. And again, takes a lot of white squares, and you can't move the knight. Now, if you play knight d4, still check though. Bishop goes for the weakness, we just said. This guy under attack, this guy under attack. If you take with the queen, queen's going to play queen e2 check. You are in trouble, big trouble. You're already getting a little bit frustrated here. I'm not sure how you get out of this. King can't move, guys. Well, you can move the king. It's going to be a check. You're going to escape via f5, but there's another check, b1 check. Where do you move? My God, you're getting checkmated? You played this, you got... Oh my God, you're getting checkmated. How can you do this to Nepo? King f3. Guys, look at this. Queen f3, queen h. That is, ladies and gents, checkmate. Unbelievable, man. Or you can give the queen if it makes you happy. Gee. What? Yeah, of course white lost. This is... I mean, what do you play? Mate in 1, exactly right. So yeah, we were correct about this one. Yes. Hey guys, I'm not able to read very quickly the messages on TikTok because I'm alternating, and I normally stay with the tab from the restream chat, so I don't always read on time promptly enough the messages via TikTok. But I can read the messages via YouTube. Definitely. Thank you very much, my TikTok friends that are watching. You don't have to change the platform, guys. Stay where you are. That's okay. Stay on the platform that you're most comfortable with. I'll need to figure out some ways to be uniting all the chats into one. All chats will unite. So I still think about this. Still think about this. Nepo white, no debate with the blacks. 7-5. 7-5. It's still time for turning the tables. It's still time. Do you know what I like about this position? The fact that white queen might play c2 together with this guy, and maybe you can check and checkmate and no debate on h7. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because after queen c2, knight plays d3, and that's about it. But then c3 is being double attacked by the battery of queen and rook. So if you're playing now queen takes d3, you're going to lose c3. How do you deal with that? I don't know what to say, but all of a sudden, black is very happy here, I guess. Well, there is a little bit of disturbance because of e6 move, exactly right. Because if black takes, it's knight e6. And I'm still debating within myself who's doing better here. Exactly, you gotta take there, and queen takes. And queen d3. And happy days, that's good stuff. That's something here. You need to be careful of that. You need to try to keep that bishop blocked. I don't know when the bishop goes on a6. You need some supportive pieces in order to pushing bishop a6. I don't know when. I understand Yashav. What the hell is that? Oh my god, if you take c3, there is you're losing the queen. Oh no. Oh man. Oh, this is heart attack. Okay, rook d. Who's winning here? Rook d check, you move, I take, he takes, you move, he takes, and he keeps taking. Okay, I think that was a nice move. King goes away from the fork. Rook still attacks though. Yes, Belmar, this is absolutely insane, man. It's just crazy. These guys are just playing like maniacs. It might be some bishop b and then rook f. But then if you do this, maybe they're going to play this. But then rook attacks from behind your guys. I'm not sure about... Well, definitely bishop b4 just to give it a go. You know. And yeah, you have to be careful. Exactly. That prevents king e2 because of a discovered check. And I think you're dead. If you play king e2, there is a check from the bishop and you've just lost the game. So the king can't join forces to stopping this guy. Rook goes for the pawn. You could do this though, if you're really keen, or maybe this. I don't know which one is it. Bishop b4 would be cool because it stops the connection and you may take this guy if you want. I don't know. I still don't know. King now, whew, finally. He gonna push a5? No, he not, because rook is in danger. You could play this though. Exactly. Rook attacks the bishop. It could be b5. But if you play b5, yeah, you can. Yeah, of course you can. And then you can push a5 attacking the bishop, that is. Of course you can. Okay, what else is here? Well, what else is here? What is he repeating now? He got pawn majority. That's cool. The bishop and the king stop any d2 coming down. I don't know what's bad. It's not that bad. Yeah, the bullet are just absolutely. It's just too crazy. The bullet. They will be moving so fast. You don't have time to vocalize whatever you want to say because they will be playing everything super, super fast. I mean, you can say general ideas. That's why I enjoy more watching and covering live classic chess events or rapid chess events, so I can actually think about the moves they play. When they do bullet, it's entertaining, but you don't get to say too much, and neither do they get to think properly and they actually blunder, as we've seen. b6 hanging. There you go. This guy is isolated. The rook's gonna go for them. Just move the oh my god, white's winning. This guy's hanging. Rook takes a5. That's it. Rook takes a5. And Nepo again is 1 minute on the clock and 14 seconds for Nordibek. That's a problem. Man, what the hell is he doing? Why didn't he take on a5? Oh, why didn't he take on a5 when he had the chance? Does he want to play rook a6? Actually, no, you can't. I think he miscalculated something. This is ridiculous. No, it's not ridiculous. If he takes, you take. And if he takes, you're going to play check skewer and win the rook. No, he is very cunning. He's like a ninja. Well, Nepo is not ninja, but I mean, if he were. Actually, you could just take the a5, rook takes, and then you could have done the mother of all the skewers. Anyway, that didn't came to be. So, yeah. Bishop attack, bishop d2, attacking. I think white's more optimistic. I think white's a bit more optimistic. Blocking now, any pawn coming down. It don't matter anything, just push this guy. Push and push. Just be careful with the rook. Just a little bit. Push again. No, you don't push again. You shut off the bishop completely. That's just the sweetest. White's winning here, guys. White's winning. Push the G. Exactly right. Just push the pawn. No way, Jose. Check or fork or whatever you want to play. What do you want to play? Fork? Fork would have been good. That's it. White is killing it. No, no way. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. Shielding the king from future checks. There is nothing you could do with black here, I'm afraid. Even if you're Abdusattorov. That was actually won by white also from a positional point of view, not just time-wise. Not just time-wise, also positionally. Let me have the supreme confirmation. Plus 5.52. White's is just winning with 3 passed pawns. No chance in hell for Abdusattorov to cook anything. They're going to be switching it over to bullet. Oh, come on, man. And that's so tight. It's actually painful to watching them playing bullet now. It's 7-6. It's not like 12-4 like it was Magnus with the Vietnamese grandmaster. Forgotten. What was the person's name? I've forgotten. Not Jose Martinez. The other guy. I've forgotten. I apologize. Min Lei. Yes. What was it? 20-3. That is just a pain. It was just another league. Magnus was another league. It was just... But things going to get differently when Magnus going to face MVL, for instance. When Magnus going to face MVL, it's going to be different, guys. I'm telling you. Totally different. Okay. Quick puzzle. When covering bullet is the crazier. I think I think Hikaru's gonna kill everybody this event. It's gonna be tight with Magnus. Do you know something? MVL is also the real deal. The guy is incredibly fast and accurate. Maxim Vachier-Lagrave. This guy is another beast, but Hikaru is really probably the He could be the father of he could be the daddy of them all today, for this event, Hikaru. Thank you for subscribing, Liana. So, guys, what do we do with this one here? All right. Liana, if you came for chess, that's cool. If you came for digital products, I won't be doing that. Thank you, and welcome to chess. So, what are we exactly doing here? Oh, I know, I'm winning the queen, fellas. It's rook takes g2, king takes, and then some knight e3, and whatever happens, I'm winning the white queen. Rook g2, knight e3, king moves, queen takes queen. I think that's enough. If it's something else, I don't want to know of. If it's something else, I do not want to know of. Whew, I was lucky with this. I was lucky with this. Okay, one last time for the road. We got to check here. Is there a checkmate in move and I'm not seeing it again? I normally, you know, it could be a chance. There's always a chance. Oh, well, that's a check, and then I might use the other guy and just check with these two bishops. I think that will do. That should be enough. Let's go with this. And now I'm going with the other bishop. They still move, though. But then I have the rook. But then they move here. Yeah, but I still got a ton of resources. I mean, no one cares, right? It should be a lot of resources available. Okay, which one is the killer? Oh, bishop. That's it. Da, 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 da. That's it. Bishop c7. Bishop c7, right? Covered, 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 covered. Everything is covered. Praise be. That's it. Bishop c7. We were lucky. And as the guys resume the hostilities, not just yet, the conceptual ones. Another puzzle then, ladies and gents. Let's do another puzzle. Another puzzle. Oh my god, the black queen is attacked by the white knight. I'm in trouble, but the e4 is hanging completely. So we must act upon it, and we must take it, and forking a lot of stuff here. Is there a checkmate in one move again? No, it's not, but we take rook, king goes here. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, what else do we do? This guy hanging. Where do we attack? How do we do things here? Thank you, Belmont. Okay, what am I doing? I should get the rook on D. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! What's this? What's this? This is checkmate in a move. It's checkmate in a move. I can't play rook d8. I'm deluded. You see, that's the danger with doing the puzzles. You're getting overly confident. It seems to making sense. It's clear. You go for it, and then you lose sight of the queen bishop battery, and you're getting smoked. And then someone's gonna cry, and that would be me. Okay, can we find a checkmate in one now? If it's not, can we make it at least? Well, we can block. Knight blocks, knight takes, pawn takes. I think that should do. Maybe the answer here is just, well, there is also the queen. 1, 2, 3, 4 minor pieces, 4 minor pieces. I got one extra rook. Knight d5, knight takes, queen takes something. Or pawn takes or whatever. I don't know. Is there something stronger? I mean, we get checkmated. No. We have to play knight d5. Yes, bingo. It doesn't matter what white takes with. Now, I think we should be cool. Knight takes, queen takes. We have to be just a bit careful because the queen might move, inviting the bishop to hit the queen. So we got to be careful about that one. Slightly, but then we just move nicely, and then we're going to have double attack with the bishop and the queen on d4, and with that double attack, we should be winning at some point. Okay, we were lucky yet again. That's an opposition. Check. They're going to play back. No, they can't play. They can play here, back rank. Wait a minute. There is a finisher here. It starts with this. Starts with this. King's going to go only there. Check. They're going to go up here. Wait. There's something annoying. I take the king. What the hell am I missing? This... Oh, I see. Check. They're going to play. Check. They go... No. But that should be first move, right? That should be first move because... No, that's not the first move. I rushed it again. Okay, where's the other check? No, it's... Actually, I don't know. What the hell was... Oh, no. It was actually rook g6. Oh, blimey. It was rook g6. And then this. Checkmate. How the hell? Yeah, I just got taken into something else. I thought it's an opposition idea and I went with this. And it was wrong. Oopsie. Right. Fellas, I absolutely thank you so much. I appreciate, guys. We gotta need to take a break now. Fellas, you're gonna be watching it, the bullet. I'll watch it myself. And I would like to meet you up again, guys. I reckon tomorrow we'll be meeting again. Thank you so much, fellas. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Perhaps follow the other social medias, whether TikTok or Twitch. Perhaps check on the last videos I've uploaded on YouTube. And I very likely be meeting you tomorrow. And cool stuff, guys. Thank you. Enjoy the remainder of the day.